The start of the Supportive Housing Network was a collaborative, organic process where not-for-profit providers got together at Goddard Riverside because they were taking over SRO hotels and wanted to do some advocacy around some of the city issues. It was really advocacy and working together as a voice of folks doing great work in the community that started the Providers Group. We were a New York City group and realized there was a lot of state policy and state funding that impacted supportive housing and our ability to create it and sustain it. And so we became a statewide organization. I think about 5 years into it, into my tenure. And that really opened up a lot of doors because we were able to advocate and educate folks with stories and information and data from communities upstate, which had influential politicians and elected officials.
By the time I got to the network, Maureen had already established a firm foundation for policy and advocacy, and now it was just time to bring it to scale. The fact is, nobody had built housing for people with very, very low incomes who also had disabilities. Nobody even thought it could be done before people like Ellen Baxter and Laura Jervis and Steve Coe and other visionaries were able to make it happen the first time. Then HPD was able to take this and run with it. And during our time with the Bloomberg administration, they were able to double production of supportive housing. And that really made a huge difference for New Yorkers everywhere.
I was working at Brooklyn Catholic Charities, and I was involved in the steering committee that was formed when the organization was getting off the ground. And so it kind of was my coming full circle to then 30 years or 26 years later to become the executive director of the organization. One of our key successes has been the commitment by both the mayor and the governor to create another 35,000 units of supportive housing through the mayor's NYC 1515 initiative and the governor's Empire State Supportive Housing Initiative, which is actually statewide, which is a wonderful thing. And that really just goes to our history of being incredibly sophisticated developers, being able to continue to develop and operate supportive housing throughout New York State, and really the importance it has to the homeless continuum and having people really integrate and rebuild their lives back in the community.